Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Central Cast, the new online audio podcast where we talk about anything trending on the internet. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Zach.
And let's get down into it.
Alright, so did you hear about that kid that got killed last year here on campus?
I've heard people talking about it.
Yeah, he recently, or not recently, he got killed about a year ago. And it's not like a car just came, just hit him and just kept going. It literally, I think it was actually right down the road here, killed him, and no one knows anything about him or about who ran him over or anything. It's kind of freaky, isn't it? It's been a whole year and no one has come out and said anything.
That's actually pretty horrible.
It is. I've seen it. It's all over the news today, just because they increased the bounty. I keep wanting to say bounty. The reward to like $10,000 for anyone that knows anything.
Actually, walking to class today, I saw Channel 5 News interviewing some people. I think that must have been what it's about.
I saw them too. Oh yeah, I saw them too this morning. Like were they on the side, like by the sidewalk by Pierce?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I saw them too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's really crazy. Sad. Really
yeah.
sad. Like someone's got to. No one will come out and say anything.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Like there's totally someone listening that's like, I'm scared of what'll happen to me if I say anything. You know.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Speaking of stuff going on at Central, did you hear about what happened at Solani Hall?
Oh, I did. I just got that email. Yeah. Below about it? Yeah.
For people that don't know, we're at Central Michigan University, and yesterday, October 30th, there was a massive break-in at Solani Hall, where... Is it Solani?
Mm-hmm, yeah, Solani.
Yeah, Solani, where about 10 dorm rooms were broken into in the same hall. Furniture was moved out into the halls, and stuff was reported stolen.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's literally like a 2-minute walk from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought there was cameras in the hall.
Yeah, I was also thinking the same thing. Like, don't they have footage?
They got a description of the two guys. One was wearing a Celtics hat.
That's right. Yeah, I think it was like something like
Cavaliers. Yeah. And I don't know. The other one was wearing overalls. Okay. That's kind of weird, but
No, yeah.
Well, it's almost Halloween too. Everyone was dressed up and going to parties that night.
That was probably why. I mean, everyone's out, everyone's doing stuff, and they're like, I'm gonna do this now. Now, was it like, did they actually break in, or were they all just unlocked?
I don't know. I think the perpetrators may have broken into the rooms. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I don't know enough about it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Gonna switch topics now.
Okay.
Did you ever see the movie Deadpool?
I didn't. I saw like the start of it.
Okay. Well.
You just want to punch me. I know.
Well, massive success in the box office. First rated R movie ever to gross over $1 billion.
Really?
Or highest grossing rated R movie ever. Pretty sure. The director of Deadpool left, and because of disputes with Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
And he, besides Ryan Reynolds, who was great in Deadpool, that director had a unique style of filmmaking that just made Deadpool's world and the characters come alive. And since he had disagreements with Ryan Reynolds, he left the project. And the new director they brought on, did you ever see the movie John Wick?
No.
Okay. Well, John Wick is a movie starring Keanu Reeves, and it's just an awesome, one of the greatest action movies I've seen in the last couple of years. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, it sounds good. I watched, I think, the very beginning a few months ago, and I never sat down and watched the whole thing, but I need to. Everyone was talking about it, so. When did it come out? This June?
2015.
Oh, I thought it was this past. No?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, man, time flies.
It's on Amazon Prime, man. We need to watch it.
Yeah, we should.
I have the movie.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Okay.
So, switching topics, yesterday actually, I downloaded Sun and Moon, the demo. because I know we were talking about it. Pokemon.
Yeah.
Sun and Moon.
How is it?
I like it a lot. It was very short. It was very short. They only showed about 7 Pokemon or so, 7 new ones. So we didn't get like a whole entire group of Pokemon that we can look at. But they showed off a bunch of the new features, like you can now ride Pokemon around, which I know you could do through surfing in the past.
Yeah.
But like you played, what did you play? You played X, right?
I
Pokemon
played X and Y. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I had Y. You had X.
Yes.
And I know I don't know which version, or maybe it was both, where you could actually ride Lapras.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never did that, but that's what I read.
Well, you could also ride Mega Latias or Latios. Or no, they're combined. Actually, no. Mega Latios fly around. It's not X and Y. Omega Ruby and.
Oh really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't get either of those.
Yeah, you could actually fly around on it to different areas of the map.
Awesome.
It was pretty cool.
That is pretty sweet. Yeah. Well, this is the first one you can at any point get on it and just like get on a Pokemon and just ride it. I think like the example they gave in the game was Tauros.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. You can like smash through objects and stuff. Actually, now I think about it, you could ride like Skidoo and like Rhyhorn, I think, in X and Y. But that was only for like certain paths.
Yeah.
Like certain areas. Thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
And the new thing they're doing this year, like every year it seems like now they're starting with a new theme, or not every year, but every new game.
Yeah.
They did last year, or God, why do I keep saying year? Last time it was the Mega Evolutions.
Yes.
And this time they're doing this thing called Z moves. You heard of those?
Yeah, I've heard of those.
Yeah, so you get like this Z ring. I don't know how early on in the game, but in the demo you get it like right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And it just basically is like a full power attack that you can use, I think, once per battle.
Yeah, I heard that if you pre-order the game, you are going to get a Munchlax, which comes with a Z move for when it evolves into Snorlax.
Really?
And the Z move is like Snorlax wakes up and he's pissed and he just cannonballs your ass
Really?
back to China. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I never heard that. That's
Mm-hmm.
cool. So yeah. Also, they I don't know. Did you ever watch the anime recently?
No.
Okay. Well, in the recent anime, they showed this thing that Ash can do. They call it the
Oh,
bond
the
phenomenon?
bond with a Greninja.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
I heard that's the Pokemon you use in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They give you a Greninja, which is I just picked up X and Y or Y.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a few months ago, so
Yeah.
I'm like pretty behind. But I stopped playing after Gen 4. I skipped 5, and I just started playing 6.
Yeah, I went from Diamond and Pearl to. Well, I played Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
All the cool kids played Diamond, but
I played Pearl.
you know, okay. Well, we're the nerdy guys, so
Yeah.
you know. But I went from Diamond and Pearl to X and Y, and that was just a big leap.
Mhm.
Luckily I was just able to get right back into it. It's like,
Right. Mm-hmm.
I missed you.
No, I did the same thing. I completely skipped Black and White, which a lot of people hate on. So, I mean, I've seen like a good portion of them
Mhm.
of the Pokemon, but there's still plenty that I don't know.
Yeah, Black and White and Black and White 2, I think.
That's right. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
Correct.
they
yeah.
introduced the what's it? The ice cream Pokemon.
Oh yeah, but now I
that
don't remember.
That thing looks
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah. There were a lot
Stupid.
of, I think, poor designs, and that's why I got so much hate. But
Yeah.
no, yeah, I just recently started getting back into it, and I think it's because of Pokemon Go. Like, I think Pokemon Go got a lot of people reinterested
Yeah.
in Pokemon.
Mhm.
But yeah, in the anime, they have this thing they call the bond phenomenon. That's what they call it in the anime, and basically, when a bond is strong enough between the Pokemon trainer, they basically get this. He gets like this. Your Pokemon gets like this kind of mega evolution. That's what
Mhm.
it seems like to me. I thought that was really cool. But
Yeah.
in the game, it seems to happen every time you defeat a Pokemon. If before they send a second one out, it'll transform.
Yeah.
So
I get the feeling that won't be allowed in online tournaments.
no, yeah, probably not.
It's
That
probably
would
like
be-
super OP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah. One more thing I want to talk about it. I recently read that players started since the demo came out. Players started actually digging through the code of the demo to find all the Pokemon.
That was quick.
Yeah, and it was very fast. Like, this is why, and I read a thing. It's like, this is why no one puts out demos anymore because this is what people do. The second they get that game, they just dig through the code and find hundreds of new things that they don't want you to know yet.
What do you think of the Aloha forms?
Some of them look really interesting, but a bunch of them are really strange looking. Like the Executor one,
yeah,
the giant. Like,
he's a giraffe.
Yeah, like that's I don't understand that one, but I think some of them are interesting because they'll reintroduce us to Pokemon that you know we're familiar with, but now we get we can see this new side of them.
Yeah, I felt like some of them they didn't need to do, like Muck, who's just rainbow.
Yeah,
he looks like rainbow ice cream.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice.
Vaporeon. I thought Vaporeon, like original Vaporeon, looks better than the new Vaporeon look. It's not a new evolution, but it's a just another Vaporeon look, and I don't really like it.
Yeah. Do you think most of the that's the only one I've seen so far. I haven't really looked into them, but you think there'll be any more Alola forms for EVs, evolutions?
I think they're gonna add another evolution.
Okay.
Yeah.
They need to do that because they do it almost every year. Right?
Yeah, they I think in X and Y they brought the ice and grass version of.
I think that was Diamond and Pearl actually.
No.
In X and Y it was Sylveon. That was the fairy one because fairy was the new type.
Oh yeah. I lied. What am I talking about?
Actually, maybe it could have been Gen 5. That Leafeon, or no, maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. Leafeon and Glaceon.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's right. Were, I believe, either Gen 4 or Gen 5.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah. So.
Okay, I want to switch topics to Star Wars.
All right.
A lot of Star Wars hype right now.
Yeah, for sure. For Rogue One.
Yeah. Did you see trailer 3?
I did not. I don't, and that's unusual for me. Is it? When did it come out? Just the other day, or
a week or two ago?
Really?
Yeah, they showcased a little more of Vader.
Okay. Oh wait, was it the one where Vader walks out of the smoke and you see?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. And his lightsaber turns on. Yeah.
I did see
really,
that. Okay, never mind.
Really badass.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited. Excited to see it back on the big screen.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people saying that it looks like Saving Private Ryan. Did you ever see that movie?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that's good.
I did see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what about it? Just like
it was like you got the AT-ATs like on the beach with Jane Erso and all the rebels just like running. Like you see people getting blown up. It just reminds me and a bunch of other people like it's Saving Private Ryan, which was really nice to see.
Yeah.
It's a little darker for a Star Wars movie, but I like it.
Yeah, and especially for Disney.
Yeah.
You know? Like that, I think they're gonna. What do you think about that? Do you think Disney's going in a good direction now with Star Wars?
Spoiler alert. In Episode 7, I wasn't happy that they killed Han Solo. But I think they're taking it in a good direction. The one thing I'm not very sure about is Star Wars Rebels. I saw when Star Wars Rebels first came out, I saw the first couple episodes. I was like, oh no, this is just a kid's show. Like it wasn't like Clone Wars, which was like just dark for a kid's show. Like you see people dying, getting blown up. It was a great Star Wars experience while I was growing up. Then just seeing Rebels, it's like, oh well, kid version. Thanks, Disney.
Well, I've seen every episode of Star Wars Rebels, and I can tell you that it's definitely going the right direction now. But I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I saw the last 2 episodes of season 2, and that was surprisingly really good. For those who don't know, Ahsoka from Clone Wars is in Rebels,
right?
And she 1v1s Vader in the last episode, and Darth Maul comes back. It's just wow. Yeah, I was like, I need to watch this series. And Captain Rex comes back, and it's like, what happened to them after Clone Wars? You get to see a little bit of what happened.
Right. Yeah. It's really insane. I really like what they've done with it. Like you said, it started out very slow. If I were to have just watched it without knowing, actually, what happened was the only reason I started watching it is because I saw like a YouTube video. It's like, oh, Ahsoka, And I was like, okay, now, if she's still alive and she's still involved in Star Wars universe, I wanna know how that went down. So I started at the very beginning, and I think I'm pretty sure the whole first season, I don't think a single character dies. I think like every time you see a stormtrooper get shot at, he just like falls over and it's like rolling around on the ground.
In Rebels?
In Rebels, yeah.
Well,
Season 1.
It's a kid's show, remember?
No, yeah, but once it got to and for the first half of season 2, it started to get a little more like there was a character that would die here and there, but it was never like a big character. It was like a side character of some sorts. And then by the end of season 2, I believe you didn't actually see it because kid show, but I believe Maul throws his lightsaber and cuts an Inquisitor clean in half.
Yeah. Oh, that Inquisitor is dead. He kills 2 of them actually.
I think 3 actually. Because the third one
flew away on his stupid helicopter lightsaber thing,
yeah, and he
which
just fell to his death. Yeah.
That's not how physics works.
Yeah.
Light is weightless. Well, it has like a little bit of mass, but you can't do that.
Right? Yeah. That has to be the one thing that got me very like. The one thing I've seen in a long time that the Star Wars related that just really pissed me off. Like seeing them fly around with lightsabers, like that's just not a thing.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I think it was great the way they did it now. And season 3 is starting off very dark, and it's only getting better.
That's what I've heard.
So yeah, you should definitely watch it. In fact, I missed the episode from yesterday. I got to go back and watch that probably tonight or sometime.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, one more thing about that. You know Dave Filoni, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he directed, or I don't know if it's whatever, directed, produced, whatever, Clone Wars, and then Rebels, and then he stopped just recently, and all these rumors that have been going around are about him having stepped down because he wants to make an Old Republic animated series.
I would freak out. I would love that. I'm a huge fan of KOTOR, the Old Republic Online. I played the shit out of those. And if they produced it like original Clone Wars, that would be a huge show that I know like a bunch of people would watch.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they've got a huge fan base there. Like they will make tons of money if they decide to do that.
Absolutely.
Like it would be a great choice. For a number of reasons. I mean, that being the money, and then the fans, and then the also just to show the fans, like, to tell the stories about what really happened in the canon during that time period.
Yeah, because when they launched Legends, or made everything into a Legends, they completely erased Revan. It was a huge part of the expanded universe. And a lot of people got angry. Like, they got rid of Kyle Katarn. Do you know who that is?
I don't.
He was the original guy who stole the Death Star plans.
Ah, gotcha. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Kyle Katarn stole the Death Star plans, joins Luke's Jedi Council, becomes a Jedi Master, leaves the Jedi, then pursues his own goals and stuff.
That's interesting.
Like, I knew a lot about him, and when I heard that Rogue One was coming out with Jane Erso as the main character, I was like, are they getting rid of my guy? It's a little upset.
Yeah, well, maybe they could throw something in there.
Yeah.
You never know. But yeah, I think I'm excited. Rogue One is what, the 17th is when it comes out or something like that?
Yeah, it's coming out near Christmas, actually.
Yeah, December. I meant December 17th is what I meant.
Yeah. Star Wars movie for the next... One Star Wars movie every year for the next, 5-6 years now.
Jeez, that's going to be insane.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they have enough time to make, good quality films.
That's what I was worried about, too.
Yeah.
Putting the time and effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
I think, because if they have to just start shooting out movies, the quality's going to go down. But...
Yeah.
I think from what we've seen so far, I think it's going to do well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, last Star Wars related topic. So, after Rogue One is going to be Episode 8. Mm-hmm. And in Episode 8, it was revealed that Rey's parents will be revealed.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a little theory.
We do.
Would you like to explain?
Well, I have here written, actually, because I want to talk about this, the theory that I just watched a video on yesterday, which is very similar to our theory, but do you want to hear it? It got very similar, very similar concept. So, Sabine Wren is a character in Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah, Sabine being the Mandalorian girl in Star Wars Rebels.
Mm-hmm. And there's also one of the Jedi in Star Wars Rebels, Ezra Bridger. He's been teased to be, like, they're teasing him turn to the dark side for him. So I'm pretty sure that's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
And even though he's the main character, I think by the end they might turn him to the dark side.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there's this theory that they are the parents of Rey.
Yeah.
And it would make sense because if you think about it, Rey is extremely powerful in the Force.
Mm-hmm.
Ezra seems to be exceptionally powerful in the Force.
Yeah, he's getting there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think he overpowered Maul once.
Did he?
Yeah, no, he overpowered the
Inquisitor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was he actually used some of his anger for that too, which is, obviously as a Jedi something you're not supposed to do. So anyway, the theory goes on to talk about how Ezra Ezra leaves the light side of the Force. He goes to the dark side because Sabine dies. And he basically gets angry, turns to the dark side. And creates the Knights of Ren.
And this would be after Rey is born?
Right.
Okay.
I would actually, I don't know what the theory says about that. I can't remember, but...
Well, obviously, she would need to be born because she can't have...
Oh, true. Yeah.
She's dead.
No, yeah. Then, yeah, of course, yeah. Wasn't thinking.
She could pull up
Padme
and just, like, die after childbirth.
Yeah.
It's like, she doesn't have the will to live. It's like... Bitch, yes you do. Your husband's out there killing people. Get the fuck out there. You can stop him. I bet you can.
Yeah. But, and then also, so it says, also, I want to go back a little bit. So it says that Sabine her mother was a member of Death Watch, Mandalorian Death Watch.
Yes.
And so for that to happen, it would have to be one of the, there are very few Mandalorian women, actual
Death Watch women.
Mm-hmm. And there's this the theory is really insane, to where it talks about how Sabine is actually the daughter of Kenobi. And I was like, what? And I was like,
that doesn't work.
Yeah, I feel like that doesn't work. But I kept reading a little bit more, and it talks about how Obi-Wan could have been with. Obviously, he had feelings for Satine, who died at the hands of Maul, and then possibly also had feelings for her sister after her death.
Okay.
Because her sister was there on Mandalore for several years after, I believe.
Yeah.
Trying to defend, trying to keep Death Watch going.
Well, I doubt that Obi-Wan would have came to Mandalore because he was on Tatooine for a lot of time.
Actually, there is. He did come at one point, but it was very briefly. He came in canon. This was very recently in the Star Wars Celebration over the summer. Came out about what Ahsoka actually did, right before the start of Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
It's also written in the Clone Wars novel, the Ahsoka novel that just came out a few weeks ago. That what happened was Ahsoka found Maul on Mandalore and contacted Anakin and Obi-Wan and said, hey guys, I have Maul here, we have a chance to take him out. So they came to Mandalore and they were staging this whole
siege.
It was called the Siege of Mandalore. And they had to leave because they had to go save the Chancellor, which is the start of episode 3.
Yeah.
And as he so that means Obi-Wan would have been there.
Yeah.
So something has happened
very briefly.
But it was probably
could have met
brief.
with Death Watch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They probably did because actually I think they did. There's drawings that Dave Filoni made of Ahsoka leading the charge with
couple
his
Death
sister,
Watch members.
with actually the sister.
Oh.
Bo-Katan or something like that That's her name, something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is.
Duchess's sister.
Mm-hmm, right.
Just leave it at that.
But yeah, it is a picture, like it is written there. So,
Okay.
So they clearly had Death Watch backup. So that is how. So that makes that theory possible.
Yeah, and I think you told me that's how Captain Rex and Ahsoka got away there, right?
Right. So what happened was, Maul was in battling Ahsoka, and I think she had him. Like she was gonna beat him, and Rex was in trouble. Like he's being taken out by whoever remained loyal to
loyalists.
Maul. Yeah.
To Maul, yeah.
And she gave up her chance to kill Maul to save Rex.
Okay.
And after that, she's continuing to fight Maul, and Order 66 begins.
Okay.
So Rex ended up, what he did was, Captain Rex ended up basically helping Ahsoka escape Order 66.
Mm-hmm.
And in all that confusion, Maul escaped. As usual.
Yeah.
As he does. How many times did he escape now?
8 or 9 times by now.
Exactly. So, but yeah. So, that's that story. So, that would also explain, going back to the theory, that would also explain why Rey is so powerful. She's got Kenobi and Ezra, or Kenobi blood and Bridger blood, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
In her. So that would explain why she could call on the Force so quickly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know a big complaint of Episode 7 was that she drew on the Force way too fast. Like she caught on to what it was and everything. Because at the start she's all like, "I thought Luke was a myth," and then like by the end she's like beating Kylo Ren. So
yeah, they do you remember Rey's vision in Episode 7?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had old Kenobi and Ewan McGregor, who's young Kenobi, both say Ren, or not Ren, Rey, and that could be a little hint.
Right. Actually, funny story. I think it was a few months ago. I was on a plane with my brother. We were watching Episode 7, and we turned on subtitles for whatever. Actually, no. I think we couldn't get subtitles to turn off. And we're just on the plane. We're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
And you actually see, it says Obi-Wan, and it says him saying Rey.
Yeah.
He actually says, I think, he says, Rey, these are your first steps.
Yeah. And that would make sense if Obi-Wan was her grandparents. Because why would Obi-Wan be
able to talk to her?
Talk to just some random girl. Yeah.
Also, another thing, Yoda was also in there.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he was. I don't remember what he said, but he said something. So you can't hear it at all. It's very hard to hear by watching it. Like with subtitles on, you can still barely pick it up. I feel like, but it was supposed to be hidden in there. But I like how they still put it in the subtitles so you could figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would be interesting if that were the case. But I think that's too many coincidences.
Yeah.
Like Obi-Wan, then Sabine, then Ezra, like all these powerful characters together would be I feel like it'd be too much.
Yeah. Because we just talked a lot about that. I'm going to condense it really quickly.
Yeah.
So, Ezra and Sabine got together after all of the Rebel stuff. Sabine has a child, Rey. Sabine dies. Ezra goes to the dark side, founds the Knights of Ren, which is coincidentally Sabine's last name or
Ren.
house name.
Yep.
And then Episode 7. Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah, it would make sense.
It could happen.
It really could. Sorry.
The problem with that is people, like, I want this to be true. I think it is true. But that means people would have to watch Star Wars Rebels to understand what's happening in the story.
And I feel like they need to do that. I feel like watching like stuff like Clone Wars and stuff like Rebels give you a whole different view on the entire story. Like, excuse me, like it adds so much more depth to like the prequels and to the beginning of like New Hope. Like all this big stuff has just recently happened within the past few years, and without watching that, you have no idea what it is.
Yeah. I forgot to mention Episode 8. It's rumored that Benicio del Toro is playing a character named Ezra. So, yeah, that's why we're kind of talking about this.
Yeah, I think that's there's no way, like, would they really make another Ezra name, like, for no reason, like, just a completely random Ezra character?
We don't know how common the name Ezra is in the Star Wars universe.
I mean, it's first I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Or second, counting Ezra Bridger.
True.
But I don't know. Like, sometimes I feel like the writers do that just to screw with your mind. Like, do you think Sabine Wren was just the whole thing about? Like, do you think they're trying to do that with the fact that Sabine Wren's her last name, and Wren's the name of the Knights of Ren?
That's a pretty big coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like too big of a coincidence. I feel like.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. It could just be one of those things that the writers do just to make you think, oh, this is connected, but it's really not. It better be connected.
Yeah.
It would be bad if it's not, or it doesn't have some connection. But but like we were saying, I really think it's something that people need to watch. I think it'll improve a lot of people's views on stuff like the prequels, and like character development. Like, if you just watch the original, the 3 prequels, watching Anakin and watching, like, the way he grows up is just terrible. Like, he just seems like a whiny kid.
Yeah.
Most of the time, not all the time, but
I don't think it's he was meant to be whiny. I think it was the way he was just, like, written by George Lucas.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah.
And
it just comes off that way.
And the fact that Hayden Christensen was not the best Anakin either.
Yeah.
Like, he does have good movies. Like, people are saying that he's a bad actor. He's not a bad actor. He's actually a semi-decent actor.
No, yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. I forgot what we're talking about real quickly.
Hayden Christensen?
Hayden Christensen. But if I have to say one good thing about him in the Star Wars universe, he's a damn good fighter.
He is, yeah.
Like, that choreography in all the movies, really good.
Yeah, I would agree.
So I want to switch topics from Star Wars real quickly.
Okay.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
You've heard about all the shit.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky released a couple months ago, and it was promised that it would be one of the most innovative games of our time. Billions of worlds that we could explore, meet other players, and join these alliances. Well, when the game came out, none of that happened. It was just pretty much a huge tech demo.
Really?
Yeah. So, a couple days ago, Sean Murray, who is the head of, I'm not sure what the gaming company is. Do you know what company made?
I don't know. It's cool. Just
yeah. Well, Sean Murray, who's the head of No Man's
Sky.
Yeah. He from that of the official game website, or like on Twitter, the game developers put No Man's Sky was a mistake.
Really?
Yeah, like
really.
Yeah, after No Man's Sky came out, the Twitter feed just went silent.
Wow.
For like a couple months. Then like the biggest user return rate of the game ever on Steam happened. Like,
wow.
I think 100,000 people returned the game, which
Whoa.
is just absolutely huge. And
that is insane. I did not know that. That's crazy.
It's not as of right now. It's not reported whether it was a hack to that Twitter account or if it was actually Sean Murray.
Oh, yeah, that's a possibility.
But an article came out that was like, No Man's Sky was a mistake, says the entire team. Like, an article came out saying that. It's like, okay, well, good to know.
And has anything happened on that Twitter page since?
No. No Man's Sky is a mistake.
Wow.
So...
That's insane. That's really crazy.
Yeah. And in the article that I mentioned, they're like, yeah, we were just under pressure from Sony and all the people of the world, so we just rushed it out there for people to play. So...
Jeez. That's crazy.
And I won't lie, No Man's Sky was really ambitious. It's pretty much version 1.0 of Minecraft, pretty much. It's like a tech demo.
Okay.
It's like generating worlds with custom, well, different aliens, different elements, and all that different stuff, which is really impressive, but it lacked core game mechanics and like something to do.
I mean, it sounds like a great concept.
Yeah. And it just didn't live up to the hype.
Yeah, that always sucks. Do you think it was similar to what they did with like Destiny, where it's like what do you think about how the direction Destiny's going in?
I think Destiny's. I don't want to say bad things about it. I love Destiny when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like for the first couple of weeks, I was busy playing the game with friends.
Yep.
But then there was a point where I got to a point where I just didn't have any fun anymore. Like I got to the light level shit when the game first came out, and that just was terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, and recently I got Rise of Iron, the new expansion.
Okay.
Which isn't really an expansion; it's like a 7-mission DLC with a new raid. Raids are really good in that game in Destiny, but it was $40.
Really?
Which is ridiculous.
It's almost the amount of the game.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was 40. I think it was a little less, or 40. But Taken King was like 20, and it had like 3 times the amount of content. And Rise of Iron is just didn't really focus on story. It didn't add too much to the game. You get another sanctuary. I don't know what it's called, a player area, where you can just walk around.
Oh god, what's it called?
I don't know.
Oh god.
I know.
It's got a name. Why can't we think of it?
What kind of gamers are we? We suck at this.
Like lobby or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
the name is just escaping me. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't.
This is embarrassing.
All right, whatever. That place.
Yeah, it's the place where
hangs out.
Yeah, it's a player sanctuary pretty much where people just hang out. I might cut that out. Just saying.
That's fine.
Yeah, but I don't think Destiny's going in a good direction anymore.
Yeah.
No.
I'll tell you this. I think I had to have been one of the first people to beat the game, like the original game.
Mm-hmm.
I played the demo with my old neighbor. We played through the whole thing together.
Yeah.
Then there was a Christmas where I got it for Xbox One. He got it for Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And so we kind of both played it together, but not on the same Xbox. Not on the same server. Mm-hmm. So we kind of progressed together.
Yeah.
But separate at the same time. So him and I basically, it was like we were sort of trying to race to see who could get to the end first.
Mm-hmm.
But we kind of reached the end around the same time. But it was I really enjoyed the first playthrough of it, and then once I had to, like you said, once I got to the light level stuff, I was like, I'm not liking this. It's too much. It's too repetitive. That was my problem. It was just way too repetitive. Just doing lots of the same things over and over again, and that's why I stopped, pretty much.
Okay, update real quickly. Sean Murray is the head of Hello Games. I don't know why I couldn't have thought that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so, and I stopped after that. When the DLC started coming out, I actually didn't buy any of them. I was just
yeah.
I was done with Destiny at that point. And I think it's a great game. I think the graphics are cool. I think the concept is awesome.
Yeah, the core game mechanics, the shooting, just feels on point. It feels so good.
Mm-hmm.
But you get sick and tired of shooting at the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They don't add any new enemies in the game.
Right.
They added in Rise of Iron. They added Siva, which is it's like the Flood, pretty much, from
gotcha.
Halo.
Right.
It's it's an infection. It'll make you super powerful.
Well, I mean, it is Bungie, so they're stealing their own concepts.
Oh shit. Technically, they're stealing 343 concepts now.
Well, yeah, but they came up with the concept. Originally.
Yeah, I know.
No, yeah.
You used to play competitive Halo 3. I know.
Yeah, that's great. So yeah, I remember asking you too. I was like, so what are the new aliens like and everything? I haven't played in a while. Maybe I should get back into it. You're like, there are none. I'm like, what?
It's yeah, there's just guys that are red now.
Like they've just been like reskinned. You said, right? Like that's pretty much it.
Yeah, like the Fallen. There's like different houses of Fallen, and they're just like different colors. It's like, oh, it's the blue ones. Now it's the yellow ones. Like Core Destiny, like the Fallen, they're just different colors.
Right.
You have like the skirmishers, the vandals, the snipers, and the captains. I think I literally just named every single Fallen. And then you got the Hive, which are literally, the Hive is the Flood. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
They are literally the Flood from Halo.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
It's just
disappointing.
not enough variation in enemies
Yeah.
and gameplay.
So when's Destiny? Isn't Destiny 2 coming out sometime soon, or like in the next few years?
I think Destiny 2 is coming out next year.
Really?
Yeah. Let me look that up right now.
Because what was that whole thing they did where like they promised 10 years of content or whatever?
What?
Bungie, like they promised like 10 years
Oh,
of DLC.
they promised 10 years of DLC for Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Like our Destiny, the one we have right now. And they recently announced that they're no longer going to add any more like expansions like Rise of Iron. So
They're just like, well, we're done.
well, know about our 10-year promise? Yeah,
Just forget about it.
We made it like 2 or 3 years. It's close enough. No one's playing this game anymore. It's kind of like World of Warcraft, where whenever they put out the expansion, player count goes up, then it goes down after a couple weeks.
Right.
After everyone's put thing. It is Destiny 2, the currently unannounced 2017 sequel. So yes, 2017 double confirmed.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Cool. I will definitely play that, but I just hope they make the changes that they need to make.
Yeah.
Do you think were they referring to Destiny 2 when they said like 10 years of content?
No, that was just Destiny.
So they literally said like Destiny only, like we won't. I mean, I know they're not gonna come out and say like we're not gonna make any other games or anything, but like they pretty much just saying like just Destiny 1 is like.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think that was it.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's disappointing.
Yeah. Now to get off video games.
Yeah.
Just for now, we'll be back. Since tonight's Halloween.
Yeah.
Apparently tonight is supposed to be the Clown Purge.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Have you heard about that?
I know I have not. I know.
So apparently, a bunch of shit is gonna go down tonight with clowns.
Really?
As in, clowns are gonna either murder the shit out of everyone, or people are gonna murder the shit out of the clowns. So
it's great.
It'll be fun to see what the headlines are tomorrow.
Yeah, that will be. Will it be fun though, or will it just be painful to read? No, but yeah. So like, no, especially if it's like red outside, like where we live. It's like, oh god. Yeah. Have you seen any clowns around yet? Like, have you personally seen any?
No, but there was a tweet that went out like a week or two ago that went viral on campus. That was like, "There's a clown by Wayside" or something like that, or by the club, and people were like, "Let's go clown hunting," and like, I think the police said like, "No, don't do that. Bad things can happen."
Right.
And but that didn't stop anyone.
Yeah, my friend was telling me a story. He was walking back from somewhere a few weeks ago. He goes to Northern Michigan University.
Yeah.
He was walking back from some event, and he looks over and he sees like this group of guys like smoking, like a group of like 5 or 6 guys, and this clown comes up, runs up to him, and tries to scare him. And they literally just all turn and beat the shit out of him, like they destroy him. And he said they were literally like beating him until he ran away. Like, that's just what you get. Like, you freaking deserve that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, as terrible as that sounds.
Yeah, there are some funny videos of like not clown parties, people clown hunting at MSU. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, there's like 50, 60 people going and looking for clowns.
That's
and
great.
A friend of mine on Snapchat, he was in a crowd and they found one and they hunted him down. They like chased him and like they threw him against a fence and they're like, "Do you think this is funny? What the hell do you think you're doing?" And I was like, "Oh no, That clown's probably dead now. So
Yeah, that's insane. I think 44 people. Yeah, something like that. 44 or 45 people from my class, from my graduating class, actually went there. So I know a lot of people there. I haven't heard them say anything about it, but that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, what else can we talk about?
I got some other stuff, except most of it's probably Star Wars related. If that's okay.
Hey, we're sci-fi boys. We're good.
So before I get back to that, I want to talk about GTA.
Okay.
GTA 5.
You know how I feel about this.
Yeah. So recently, they've announced that they're like, yeah, we're done with single player. Like they originally, I think, were gonna come out with a bunch of extra content for single player, and now they're like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. And they're like, we're gonna focus on online now.
I think that's a huge mistake.
You think?
Did you ever play GTA 4?
I did not. No.
The Gay Tony story thing, the Ballad of Gay Tony, I think that's what it was called. That was one of the biggest Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 DLCs of that era.
Okay.
And that was a story-driven DLC. And GTA 5 also had a great story. I think they're missing out. They could bring back... who's the main guy in GTA 4? Nico?
I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't play it.
I think it's Nico. Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't. You asked me. I said no.
Oh, whoops. Well, I feel like in GTA 4, it's not confirmed that Nico dies after it.
Okay.
But they're just missing out on a huge opportunity.
Now, I never played GTA 5 single player.
I find that really shocking since you're like level 110.
Yeah, 114 I think now. I was just playing it, but yeah, no, like I've recently gotten, like, I can see why they're doing that, because in the past, I think 3 or 4 months, I've gotten, I think, like 5 people, including you included, to play it with me, because I'm like, let's just play some online.
Yeah.
It's a great game to play with friends. Like, you can have, how many people can you fit in one game? Like,
a lot.
So you can have, like, huge groups of people, like all your friends. It's not one of those games where it's like you got a lobby limit or whatever, right? Yeah. It's like you literally have this huge, not only huge map to play on, but you can have so many people, and there's just so much you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, and because it's starting to become more and more popular, they're going to start releasing like DLC, a lot more DLC in the next few years, until the GTA 6 release which is I think rumored around 2020 now.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
calling it right now, 10 out of 10. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah,
I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Rockstar is one of those legendary game companies who are in their golden age right now.
Right.
Like Rareware, who made Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Perfect Dark. They had a golden age. They made the original Donkey Kong games on the Game Boy and stuff. They had a golden age, but then they got bought by Microsoft, and Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. And we don't talk about that because, watch JonTron, you'll know. But Rockstar they're in their golden age right now. GTA 1, 2, 3, even Chinatown Wars, which was on iPhone or mobile platforms. They're all fantastic games. They're all received really well. And I'm just excited to see what they come up with next.
Right. No, me too.
Yeah.
That's great. You hear, obviously people are just like throwing shit out there, but like just spreading rumors and stuff. But I read something about how GTA 6 will be like the whole US or something.
If that happens, holy shit.
That would be insane, but
I don't think it would be the entire unit. I think they would just be like different states, as in like definitely California, which is Los Santos. Maybe go back to Liberty City,
right?
San Andreas. So
I think that's actually, I read that they're gonna do that for GTA 5, like, or not the whole US, but like
back
they're gonna
to Liberty City.
Yeah, like past cities, but you're gonna have to pay like the full price for a game. So you're basically buying like a whole nother game, but it's like,
if it's story content, absolutely, I'll do it.
That's the problem, though. It's not going to be story content.
I dropped $60 for not Taken King, the Iron Banner DLC for Destiny, and that had like a good couple hours of DLC.
Was it really only a couple hours? Like, for all that money? Only just a few hours?
Main missions, like story missions, yeah.
Jesus. That's crazy. That really sucks.
Yeah, poor Destiny.
Yeah. So, can we go back to Star Wars, or are we done with that?
We can go back.
Because I was looking this up. I was up late last night because I was thinking about this. We had this talk the other day. So, going back to people not knowing, like, about Clone Wars and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I randomly just was thinking this. Who does Luke, how much does Luke really know about the Jedi Order, like, how it originally was? How many people does he know?
I mean, he's got a couple Force ghosts watching over him.
Well, true, but, like, how much does he really need to know? Like, there's plenty of stuff that, like, probably they didn't tell him. It's like, it just wasn't important.
I know between, from episode 6 to now, he did do some, like, hunting through Jedi, like, old Jedi temples and stuff. And I think he did learn a decent amount.
Okay.
Whether he's going to enforce it in his new Jedi Council or whatever is unknown.
Jedi Order, yeah.
Yeah. Which is dead, actually. That's
right,
not going to happen.
Dead. But in Legends, and I don't know a lot about Legends. You know a lot more about Legends than I do. I'm just a canon guy, but I like there's just so much information on him. Like, I opened the Luke Skywalker Legends page, and I was literally scrolling, like, on my iPhone, like, as fast as I could, and it took forever.
Legends Luke did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And he was very overpowered for a Jedi. Like, really powerful.
Yeah, and I think, like, even though, like, guys like Dave Filoni, like these big Star Wars producers, the reason why they have to take out Legends, I think, is because of how overpowered some of these characters are. I think we went and talked about that. We had an argument about that the other day, but
yeah.
But yeah, so back to the Luke thing. I just randomly thought, I was like, you know the whole segment? Did you read the whole part of Legends where Luke faces Abeloth?
The super powerful,
super OP character,
where he gets wrecked in like 5 seconds. Yeah.
That's
prime Luke too.
Right, and like this is super overpowered Luke, and then I think I read a thing that was like, it was like 12 Vaders or something. I don't know, like something like that.
The power
like
equivalent?
Abeloth, was like the equivalent of like 12 Vaders.
Yeah, and tell people who Abeloth is.
Abeloth was, so if you watch the episode of the Clone Wars where you can kind of get an idea in canon, but I believe it's called Overlords. It's like season 3.
Yeah.
And Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka get pulled into this kind of dimension, sort of different dimension.
Let's just call it a Force world.
Right, called Mortis.
Yeah.
And Mortis is this planet where these 3 beings live, they're called the Ones. And it's the father, they're extremely powerful Force users, named the father, the daughter, and the son. And there's no mother.
And these are the equivalent to gods in the Star Wars universe who can use the Force.
Exactly. So they have super OP Force powers too, overpowered Force powers. But and so basically she's kind of the mother, but they never kind of confirm that in the story, in the canon story.
Yeah, where she is.
That if Abeloth was even like existing in canon, but they bring out the dagger of Mortis in that story, which is
what they need to kill her.
Which is what they need to kill her in Legends. And I read just last night, it said, what Luke did was he went back through the Yoda told him a story about Anakin's adventures on Mortis. And then he was like, okay, I need to confirm this. I don't know if he was like Yoda, wanted to see if Yoda was lying or what, but he went to the Jedi archives and saw this record of his father's journeys. And was like, he sent a Jedi task force. I think he sent like 10 Jedi out in like literally 10 different directions to see if they could find Mortis.
And they probably all ended up dead. Or
it's not set. I believe it ends there. Like you don't know if they found it or not.
Okay.
So, but they killed. Basically, he joined together with the Sith to destroy Abeloth, I believe. And then he was like, he thinks that she's dead, but in case she ever returns, they would need the dagger.
Yeah.
And that goes back to this thing that I was arguing about the other day. Did Luke know who Ahsoka was? Because I'm a huge Ahsoka fan, so I'm just like, that would be cool.
I don't think so.
And you don't think so, but you made this argument. You said the other day, you were like, but I think that came out after this Legend story came out.
Yeah.
But today I looked it up and I saw that episode of that arc came out in 2011 sometime. This Legend story actually came out in 2012.
Oh shit.
Yeah, which I was like, yes. So I was like, so he totally knows. Like, if he read about this,
then technically
then
he knows
would
about
totally
Ahsoka.
know. Yeah. I don't know. To me, like, this is the thing I was talking about earlier, where I was like,
Yeah.
I'll be super excited about it. You'll just be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, no, see, that was it. Like, I think that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and what connections does he have to her? Like, did he ever meet her? Did he, like, that's what I want to know. Because she would still be alive.
Well, we don't know if she survives Rebels season 2.
That's the problem.
Spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
We see her walking back into the Sith temple at the end of not episode 2,
Season 2.
End of season 2, holding her, I believe, her left side because she was gravely wounded.
Right.
And we don't know if she lives or she dies.
Right.
It's a big unknown.
Right. And I think we're gonna start to find that out as season 3 progresses, because Dave Filoni at that interviewed Star Wars Celebration this past summer, he was talking about it, and he was like, everyone, it was like the last part of the panel, so it was really just left everyone like, oh my gosh, like, what's gonna happen now? But he said that he admitted he thought that was it for Ahsoka, like that was gonna be the end of her.
Yeah.
But he said after the reaction that story got, he says he feels like he has to do something else with her. And
Good.
And he's like, but it might not, he said something like, but it might not mean exactly what we want it to mean.
Yeah.
So I think that might be implying that it's going to be some sort of like Force Ghost thing, or like, something along those lines. But she has something else to do, clearly.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting. But yeah, so I have that picture pulled up, because I didn't actually know about the dates until the other day, but it literally says, like, it's like the planet was this is talking about Mortis. The planet was engulfed in a large explosion and returned Skywalker, Kenobi, and Tano back to real space with the monolith having vanished. And then the very next sentence says, in 48 ABY, a group of Jedi Knights were dispatched by Jedi Grandmaster Luke Skywalker to search for the Mortis monolith.
So he did know about it. Okay.
So he totally had to know. I like how, like, that's not even the point of the article, but I'm just like, ha.
He knows.
It's,
well, it looks like we never know what happens because all that got erased from history.
Right, that's true. But that's why I was thinking, like that came out at a time before the Legends was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously that was to tell their story to the people about Legends. But now that that's Legends, what does it mean now?
I don't know.
That's what I was wondering last night. I was like, what does this mean?
I think Legends is just whatever they want to pull from the pre-existing universe and just put it into their world.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, it's like Thrawn, like Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Mm-hmm.
He was Legends. He was huge.
Absolutely.
Huge. Like, he was like the first ever alien to reach Admiral in the Imperial Army.
One of the only, I believe, like...
I think he was the only one.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the Imperials were... I'm just going to say it. They're racist. Yeah, they're all white guys.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely
Except for Finn, who's black. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
he's the only black guy.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. No, but yeah, I think... And also speciesist, if that's a thing, because like they didn't include any of the like there were no all. That's why I think the rebels had such a backing in the wars.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Was because they didn't let any aliens in.
Yeah.
Aliens were huge. Like I guess we're saying aliens as humans, but like other species there were tons of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they all, since the Empire didn't support them, they supported the rebels.
Yeah.
And that's why it was such a big deal.
Yeah, and I think Palpatine was the one who was like, "Oh, you're Grand Admiral now. Go wreck some shit."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, yeah. And and the reason I think we're talking about him is because he was just brought back into canon.
Yeah.
Which is great. Like
he's going to be in season 3 of Rebels, right?
He's already been in an episode. Yeah.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they dropped a book on him.
They did. Mm-hmm. Thrawn. Which I've yet to read. I think it's out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's out. I'm interested in that because I never knew a lot about Thrawn. So
yeah,
like I know basically about like the basics, but like you said, I think Legends is now just become a thing where it's like basically I think what they want to do is get rid of the stuff that's too out there.
Yeah.
Like stuff like
and make it more realistic.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they want to do. So, do you feel like they're gonna do anything about the Mortis arc, or do you think they're just gonna be like, forget about that, or like are they just gonna make it like, oh, it was symbolic?
Well, I think it's too late to do anything about it with Episode 7 out there.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Well, but I mean, so this takes place 30 years after the last one. Okay. So. If it's 30 years after Episode 4, that would make it, or Episode 6, one of the same, which was 4 years after. That would make it 34 years after the Battle of Yavin. So this takes place in Legends. It takes place 44 years. So that's 10 years after. Yeah. So this would have taken place in canon, if it were canon, 10 years after Episode 7, after Force Awakens.
Okay, and I think. Skywalker's, Luke's Jedi did get destroyed once.
Right.
So that could be the equivalent to what happened in Episode 7.
Right, so they're just drawing the...
And they're just going to rebuild again.
Right.
And then that could possibly happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But do you think it's a little too out there, though? You feel like it's like for people that haven't seen it before?
It's way too out there. I remember watching the Mortis arc on Clone Wars. And I wasn't too interested in it. I didn't really care too much about it. I was like, let's get back to the Clone Wars.
Right.
I think it's too late to do anything now. And I think they just missed their chance.
Right. Yeah, I think absolutely right.
Yeah. And with that, we are all out of time. Thank you for listening to this version of the audio podcast. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Zach.
And thanks for watching.